Welcome to another tutorial on my channel. Today we are gonna break down the handstand. Let's go! Handstand is a basic gymnastic and calisthenic movement which requires slight strength resources. However, it develops the fundamental body control and it can be learned by anyone in a very short period of time.
Because of the fact that we don't want our handstand to look like a banana, we need a nice range of motion in our shoulder joints. It is not only having loose and stretched shoulder joints, exactly the other way around. We must stretch the muscles of our chest, additionally the front delts and biceps. Moreover, it is very helpful to strengthen the back muscles which abduct the arms and stabilize the shoulder joint. To ensure that your range of motion in the shoulder joint is not poor, simply perform this test. If you cannot touch the wall behind your back with your hands and your body compensates the lack of mobility by increasing the lordosis in your lower back, you need to work on that aspect. I am emphasizing the demand of proper body posture during handstand. That is why we cannot neglect strengthening our central stabilization. Because our body during handstand should be straight, exercises for core working against the hyperextension of the lumbar region would be primary. On the other hand, it does not mean that you should totally give up on training the handstand, because the highest transfer of any strength or mobility in certain movements will only give you that exact exercise. Adding the exercises focusing on the warming up and increasing the mobility in your wrist joints can be also very helpful in the case of injury prevention, but also it can minimize the overall feeling of stiffness while holding the handstand. It is not a strength movement, which means that it should feel very comfortable to hold it. Similarly to the shoulder joints, the wrists also move in many planes and directions of motion. In order to make them strong and mobile, we need to prepare them to work efficiently in the general motion, which is a combination of more than one type of motion, where the palm and forearm are levers and the wrist joint becomes a relative origin. By adding the mobility and strengthening drills, this journey will become much simpler and faster. Just take a look at the drills that I recommend to achieve the necessary range of motion, stabilization and strength in both the shoulder and wrist joints that I usually perform before the workout. Some of them could be a great part that you can incorporate in your warm-up routine. Here you can see how the proper form of the handstand looks like. The primary aspects of the good handstand are as following. Definitely starting from the feet, which should be pointing the sky. It will help you to maintain the tension in your leg muscles. Glutes and core should be flexed, causing the anterior pelvic tilt, which flattens the lumbar region. The shoulder blades should be retracted and elevated, as we want to push our body from the ground. The reason why we do it is making our posture tighter. Rolling the head between the arms can help us with the backward arm abduction. And fingers should be widely outspread, so the area we are exerting the pressure on the ground with is larger and it becomes simpler to balance the handstand. For the comparison, you can see the banana handstand, which does not satisfy us as the athletes. The exercises focusing on the finger strength are necessary if you want to balance on the ground. On the parallettes, the balance becomes easier because we can exert greater forces using the squeeze coming from the forearm, not the pressing from the fingertips, which are weaker. The difficulty difference between handstand on the parallettes and on the ground is, in my opinion, a personal case, but I highly encourage to train firstly on the ground and then on the parallettes as we get some experience. Training on the parallettes is also a very smart idea if you are struggling with some chronic, for example, wrist injuries, preventing us from handstand on the palms, by then enabling us to reduce the loads acting on the injured areas. Before we even start, let's care about the mental background of practicing the handstand. It is a great idea to learn how to safely get off the handstand in case of losing the balance and to ensure your fall. The easiest way how to do it is a cartwheel, when we just bring one of our arms to smoothly rotate, landing on our legs, or a forward roll if the surface we are training would not hurt ourselves. Realizing that after a possible fall we are safe and nothing wrong can happen to us can facilitate our journey to achieve the handstand, because we are constantly in our mental comfort zone. In order to balance the handstand efficiently and begin to hold it comfortably, we need the adaptation. Our body adapts very quickly to the isometric holds. By employing this fact to our training schedule, we can learn this movement very productively. Actually, handstand is the only exercise that will lead you to achieve the handstand very quickly. Get on the wall, so that you end up with the handstand position facing the wall. The first step in learning the handstand is to be as close to the wall as it is possible, trying to maintain the proper posture during the hold. As you progress, you should try to exert less pressure on the wall so you just barely touch it. After you start feeling comfortable with the upside down position, try to get off the wall so you can start balancing without any touching the wall. Within the time, you should be able to take a couple of palm steps apart so you can easily hold the handstand just from pushing the wall. If you would be able to hold the handstand for the time that satisfies you, it is a good way to start trying the free handstand. Why didn't I incorporate free handstand earlier? Because of the fact that free handstand, while being unable to hold it off the wall, will then cause wrong posture and habits. Moreover, there will be just a couple of satisfying tries among hundreds of fails which can discourage you. Better spend your time on building solid fundamentals and be happy that you are being able to hold it progressively with losing contact and help from the wall while increasing the hold time each day.
One of the best ways to train the handstand efficiently is to put the handstand before each training session so we are fresh every time we are focusing on it. Training the handstand shouldn't be exhausting. It should be short, always performed in the proper form, and the frequency, which is high, is the key. Training it even 2 times a day in the morning and at evening with 15 to 20 minutes intervals can lead you towards very rapid progress. Also, you can train it in the rest days or on the days that you don't train the upper body. Grease the groove method could be a very productive method because every time we try it, we are not exhausted after previous tries and sessions. That's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed my video, please leave a like, maybe subscribe. If you have some ideas and advices, just put them down in the comment section below, and see you guys soon in the next videos. Peace out.